doing very well. So in today's video, I will be showing you how I got this makeup look. This is actually the makeup look that I'm wearing in all my profile pictures on all my social media sites. I thought I would do it since it was requested. I love this look. Really quickly, I just want to mention my phone case. I'm obsessed with this phone case. I think it's so cute. And this is by a brand called Because of a Case. They have the cutest phone cases. I will link their website down below in case you want to go check them out. Even if you don't want to buy an iPhone case, you should still go check them out because they have the cutest cases. So if you buy one of their phone cases, a portion of the proceeds actually goes to mental health charities and organizations relating to anti-bullying, depression, anxiety, and it's just a really good cause. And it comes in a little box like this, which I think is so freaking cute. And when you open the box, you get your phone case, you get this little card, a fake tattoo, and then you get a bunch of stickers. So it's really cute. You get this like little package, which is awesome. So go check them out. I'll link them down below. Also, quickly, I want to say that if anyone has noticed, recently my lower cheeks have been a little bit swollen. I don't really know if any of you can tell. Really quickly, to sum it up, I got my wisdom teeth surgery at the end of April. A month later, it got infected. I had to go back to the oral surgeon like 10 times so they could open the inside and flush everything out, and they just had to keep flushing it out. Things were going good, and just recently I noticed that it was getting swollen again, so it got reinfected. I went to the oral surgeon yesterday and he put me back on antibiotics, so that is why the lower part of my cheek back here is a little bit swollen. If any of you can notice, I'm not really sure, but I just wanted to tell you guys in case any of you at all were wondering. So if any of you want to see how I get this makeup look, I'm actually using the Tarte Tartelette in Bloom palette on my eyes. If you want to see how I get this makeup look, then just keep on watching. So to start off this makeup look, I'm going to start with the eyes. That way if any fallout happens, we can just wipe it off our face and we won't ruin any face makeup. So I'm going to start by priming my eyes using my NYX HG Concealer in 02 Fair. And I'll just put that on with a concealer brush by Luxie, and then I'm going to set it with a translucent powder by Maybelline and with a setting brush by Real Techniques. This way it won't crease, and also the eyeshadows will blend on a lot smoother.
I'm crawling around, searching for higher ground. Can't see in front of me, my enemies. I've tried every possibility.
So now moving on to eyeshadow, we are moving on to the star of the show, which is the Tartelette in Bloom palette by Tarte. I am obsessed with this, and I know so many people are too. So this is what it looks like. It's absolutely stunning. It has like beautiful light shades, dark shades, you know, medium shades. You can do so many looks. So I'm going to start with the crease. I always like to start with the crease. I'm going to take this Luxie blending brush, and I'm going to start just with the shade Smarty Pants right here. It's like a medium toned brown shade, and this will just act as a transition color so that the other colors can blend in.
Need to know if I can bleed. If that's what you wanted, you won't get it tonight.
Alright, so after that shade, we are going in with Rebel right here. It's kind of like a deeper brownish brick red shade, and I'm using a brush by Crown Brush. It's the Pro Blending Crease Brush. So I'm just going to put the shade in the crease.
'Cause I can fly.
Next, I'm going in with this shade Leader, which is a very dark red shade, kind of like a really dark burgundy. And I'm taking this Coastal Scents brush in number 13, and I'm putting that just in the outer V of the crease and lid.
I can fly.
And then once again, I'm taking the first blending brush to blend everything out so that we have no harsh lines. Okay, so for the lid shade, I always go for a shimmer, but today we're going for a matte, and we're actually going to use the first shade that I used in the crease, which is Smarty Pants, so that is going all over the lid. Then I'm just taking the shade Leader, which is the darkest shade we used, and I'm just kind of touching up the outer part of the lid. I just want to make sure that the lid shade that we just put on didn't cover up any part of this outer part of the lid. Alright, so I know I look kind of scary right now, but once we have the rest of our makeup on, it should look fine, hopefully. So now we're going to go on to the face. I'll come back to the eyes later, but we're going to go on to the face. For foundation, I'm using my L'Oreal True Match foundation in the shade C2. So I'm just going to put my finger on top, give it a shake, and then dot a few dots all over my face. I'm going to go ahead and blend out all my foundation with this beauty blender. NYX HD concealer that we use to prime our eyes. And I'm putting that under my eyes to hide any darkness. And I'll be blending that in with the Beauty Blender. And I'm kind of using the Beauty Blender to clean up the edge right here to make kind of a crisp line. And then we'll kind of blend it out a little bit later so it's not too harsh. And we don't want our under eye concealer to crease, so I'm just taking that translucent powder by Maybelline and the Real Technique setting brush, and I will be setting it in place. Next, I'm taking my big powder brush by Luxie with the same powder, and I'm just going to set my face so that it stays all day. Searching for higher ground. Next, I'm taking my Sleek Makeup Contour Kit in the shade Light, I believe. And I'm taking my Luxie angled brush right here. I'm taking the contour shade. It's a beautiful shade. And I'm just going to contour. Can't see in front of me, my enemies have tried every possibility. Next, I'm going to bronze the face, and I am using my favorite bronzer in the whole world, which is the Physicians Formula Butter Bronzer. And I'm taking my Luxie 520 tapered face brush. Know if I can bleed, if that's what you wanted. For blush, I'm actually going to use a Sleek blush in the shade Coral. So it looks like this, and to me it's kind of like a terracotta coral in a way. This is the Contour Blush Brush by Crown Brush. This is seriously my favorite brush to apply blush, and I kind of just go in slow circular motions working back and forth. You won't get it tonight. So for a highlight, I think I'm going to go in with one of my old favorites, which is the Mary Luminizer by The Balm, and it looks like this. And I'm going to go in with a tapered face brush, and I'm putting that on my cheekbones, the top of my nose and chin, and Cupid's bow. So for the... Oh my gosh, I forgot to contour my nose. Hold on. We're going to go back in with our contour kit, and we're going to contour our nose with a Luxie medium angled shading brush. I can fly. Alright, so now that that's done, we can go back to the highlight. So for the nose, I just take the highlight brush and put it kind of in the middle on the top part of the nose. And then for the bottom, recently I've been taking my finger and kind of just making a little spot right there and blending it out. And then I also put highlight on the Cupid's bow and the chin. Alright, so now we're going to go back to the eyes and finish them now that we have the face done. So I'm going to take that first shade that we used right here in Smarty Pants. That's the shade we have on our lid right here. And I'm going to go in with the Luxie eye shading brush, and I'm going to put it on my lower lash line. I love putting shadow on the lower lash line just because I feel like it smokes out the look, which I really like, and I feel like it actually makes the eyes kind of more defined in a way. This Luxie brush I am using is seriously so amazing to put on eyeshadow on the lower lash line, and this is the eye shading brush by Luxie. Not to mention their brushes are so cute. And then I'm going to go in with my first blending brush and kind of blend out the edges just a little bit. So we're pretty much done with the eyeshadow, but now I'm going to go in with eyeliner, which I know is crazy because I've never done eyeliner in a tutorial before. I just don't like wearing eyeliner. But lately I've been using a shadow right here by the lower lash line, or the top lash line. And I'm going to use Activist, which is a really deep brown shade right here. And I'm just using that on an angled brush by Coastal Scents. And I kind of just get it on the brush, and then I just press it on the lash line. And I don't go all the way in, I just leave it in the outer part. I don't know if you can tell a difference, but I really like the look of it. And then at the end, I'll go ahead and make a little wing. And then I'll go ahead with a blending brush to kind of not blend it away, but kind of blend it out so it's not as noticeable, just so we have a really light wing. So if you're not into eyeliner like I wasn't, and you kind of want to start doing eyeliner, I highly recommend using a dark brown shade with an angled brush. I can fly. Now I'm moving on to the eyebrows, which is one of my favorite parts, and this is by ColourPop. I've been recently using this. I just tried it a few days ago and I'm obsessed. This is their eyebrow color. It's kind of like an eyebrow cream in the shade Bangin' Brunette, and it just looks like that. And then I'm going to use my e.l.f. eyebrow duo brush. It looks like that, and I'm just going to take the spoolie, brush out my eyebrows so that they're where I want them to be, and then I'll fill them in with the other side. And I'll probably do this off camera just because I've done it so many times on camera. If you want an updated eyebrow routine, I can definitely do that for you, so just let me know in the comments. So I just filled in my eyebrows, as you can see. I'm going to go ahead and set them with the e.l.f. Clear Brow Gel, and not even joking, this is my favorite part of putting on my makeup. I'm just like obsessed with how it makes your eyebrows look. It makes them look very like full and feathery, and it stays in place all day, and this is only like $2. So this I seriously give an A+. So the eyebrows are set, and now we are going to go in with the Tarte eyelash curler. This is my favorite eyelash curler ever. So I'm going to go in with two mascaras. First, I'm using my CoverGirl Lash Blast Length Mascara, which is my favorite. And this also is what I use for the lower lashes. And then I'm taking my Too Faced Better Than Sex Mascara to put on top of it, just to make it a little bit more voluminous. So I'm going to start by lining my lips with this Rimmel lip liner in the shade 049 Natural. I love this so much.
Crawling around, searching for higher ground. Can't see in front of...
Next, I'm filling in my lips with my melted Too Faced liquid lipstick, and this is in the shade Sugar.
My enemies have tried every possibility, ability to know if I can bleed.
And lastly, I'm taking my Tarteist Glossy Lip Paint in the shade Gold, and I'm actually just going to dot it on the outside of my lips. And then you want just a synthetic brush. If it's a natural haired brush, it will soak up the product. So just a tiny little brush, and then I'm just going to blend it out.
You want it, you won't get it tonight.
And hopefully the camera is picking up kind of the gradient of the darker color going into the lighter color. So that was how you get this makeup look, the makeup look that I'm wearing in all my profile pictures on my social media sites. Thank you to those of you who are still watching. I love you. Thank you for all the love and support, and I will talk to you in my next video. Bye!
'Cause I can fly.